I live in a country that is already implementing mandatory vaccination. In Italy, the government has introduced a mandatory vaccination for all workers in the health sector, for those in the school, university and job training sector, and for all workers in the army, police and firemen. All these workers are compelled to receive a complete vaccination against COVID-19 and booster doses to escape being placed on unpaid leave, regardless their immunity status. Having a strong natural immunity after recovery from the infection does not relieve anyone from the obligation when 6 months after the positive swab have passed. Moreover, even people with conditions that contraindicate vaccination are not exempted from the mandate, except for a few cases decided on the basis of an algorithm. Besides that, the government has just introduced an enhanced Green Pass, released only for vaccinated or recovered by 6 months, as requirement to access all restaurants, bars, cinemas, theatres and public events. It covers all people over 12 years. The basic Green Pass, instead, can be obtained even by paying COVID rapid tests, valid for 48 hours, and it's required to travel by all public transports, including local ones, to access all schools and universities, and to work in any public or private activity where vaccination is not mandatory. In my country, freedom of choice about personal medical treatments is denied, as people are blackmailed with losing their job or their freedom to travel or to study if they don't sign a consent to vaccination which is not free nor properly informed. Children over 12 now can't get on a bus and go to school if they're not vaccinated and their families can afford the cost of 3 tests a week, or don't have a car to carry them along. Many teenagers are experimenting myocarditis, pericarditis, and several are dying for sudden heart attacks, cerebral hemorrhage, or unknown reasons while sleeping, just after the jab. Now they're starting to inject children aged 5 to 11, as the EMA and the Italian Medical Agency have authorized the use of Pfizer jabs, even on them, by a decision based on a 1,500 children trial and a follow-up of a few weeks. In other European countries, the situation is similar, or even worse, like in Latvia, where unvaccinated members of the parliament are not allowed to have part in debates and to vote, or in Greece, where the government has proposed to fine with €100 every month all people over 60 if they will not get a shot. In Austria, there is a lockdown for the unvaccinated starting next week, and the draft law imposing mandatory vaccination for all people, including minors, with fines up to €7,200 or, alternatively, prison sentences up to 6 weeks for those who refuse. Last week, the President of the European Commission asked for a common approach in the EU to implement these measures in all countries. My reply is that the EU should reject all hypotheses of mandatory vaccination and discrimination of unvaccinated citizens, as the Council of Europe did in its resolution number 2361/21. On the contrary, supporting mandatory vaccinations, the EU would betray its fundamental principles and values of liberty, equality and protection of human rights. From that day on, being a member of the European Union would be a shame and a damnation for all democratic countries. Now the European Union has to make a choice. Will it keep being a democratic system or it won't? The Commission is open to turning authoritarian. We will see what the Council will decide. We are here to restore a union for freedom and human rights, not for shame. Thank you.
Thank you.